Okay, hi everyone. So this is a topic that we have not done in class, nor will we have time to do in class. So you're going to have to learn this through videos. And you can expect a quiz one day next week, a one-question quiz on a problem. So you better know what you're doing. All right, so this is how can we find the derivative of an absolute value function. So for example, if we have something like this, so what could x be? X could be -5 or x could be 5 because absolute value means to just change it to positive. So both of those answers would work. Okay, so that's just a little review. Okay, what if we have this problem? Y equals the absolute value of x minus 1, and we want to find y prime. Okay, so there's a formula, and the formula says that y prime will be u, and u is whatever is inside the absolute value signs. So in this case, u is just equal to x minus 1. By the way, this is a new stylus pen that I have, so let me know if you feel like it's a better handwriting or a worse handwriting. Okay, so the derivative of an absolute value function is u times u prime over the absolute value of u. And of course, u cannot equal 0 because then it would make this fraction undefined. Okay, so for this particular problem, we're going to say y prime equals. So remember, u is x minus 1 because that's what's inside the absolute value sign. So we're just going to substitute. So y prime is u, that's x minus 1, times u prime, which is just 1, which we don't even have to write. I'm just putting it there so you don't wonder where it went, over the absolute value of u. Okay, so just simplifying a little bit, we get x minus 1 over the absolute value of x minus 1. Okay, I'm just going to erase and make some room here. Okay, so now you have two choices basically. Either your answer is x minus 1 over the positive of the denominator, which would just be x minus 1, or it's going to be x minus 1 over the negative of the denominator. Okay, so one or both will be those your answers. Now, x minus 1 over x minus 1 is just equal to 1. However, let's look at our denominator here. Can x ever equal 1? No, so we exclude that as an answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. We'll get x minus 1 over a negative x plus 1. And that would just be negative 1 because all the signs are different. So could negative 1 go in here? Yes, because negative 1 and negative 1 is negative 2, so that would be fine. So your answer would be that y prime equals negative 1. Okay, here's another example. So in this case, u is going to be x squared minus 4. So remember, y prime is just going to be u times u prime over the absolute value of, the absolute value of u. Okay, so what do we get? We get u, which is x squared minus 4, times the derivative, which is 2x, all over the absolute value of x squared minus 4. Okay, so we have two choices here. Either the first one is going to be, the numerator always stays the same, over the positive denominator, or it could be the same numerator over the negative denominator. Okay, and then you just have to use your algebra skills a little bit, not much, because these cancel, and you're left with 2x. Okay, so looking back over here, can I put 2x in as the denominator? Yes, I can, so 2x is an answer. And then if we look at the second one, these cancel, and we'll just get negative 2x. Can we put negative 2x into the denominator? Yes. So your answer would be that y prime equals plus or minus 2x. But just keep in mind that going back looking at the denominator here, are there any values that would make that undefined? Whenever you have fractions, you always have to be careful. And yes, if x equals, let me get out of the column. If x equals 2, you have a problem because 2 squared is equal to 4. And if x equals -2, -2 squared is also equal to 4, so you'd get 0 in your denominator. So you'd say y prime equals plus or minus 2, but then you would have to say x cannot equal plus or minus, I'm sorry, y prime is equal to plus or minus 2x, but x cannot equal plus or minus 2. And that would be your final answer for that. Okay, so that finishes up how to find the derivative of an absolute value function.